VO says out of the more than 50 cities that they have these scooters and these bikes in, they have never been treated this way and been kicked out in the fashion that Fort Wayne is doing so. VO says that the contract with the city was just renewed a few months ago, really just in the spring, and then in July the city cut off communication and has now asked them to leave. So VO is going for city council for help, but council says it may be out of their hands.
I'll be frank, we've never been treated by a city administration like this.
The e-scooter and bike sharing company VO Rides says the last time they heard from city leaders, they were catering to Fort Wayne Police Department requests in July. Then less than a month later, VO suddenly learned the city was kicking them out.
We've always maintained a high degree of responsiveness, particularly with the police. And I think that what was most confusing and the most painful aspect of this was the lack of communication on their part with talking to us about any remaining issues that they were seeing.
Councilman Jeff Paddock, who represents downtown Fort Wayne, says those safety issues were piling up.
I think a lot of my constituents will be relieved. In fact, I've heard from folks who are even much younger who may not be driving cars yet, but have had experiences that were not safe and maybe pleasant with VO themselves or with other VO riders.
Less than a week after the city rejected VO's appeal, VO's Olivia Ortega is presenting to City Council, highlighting plans to ease safety concerns in the future. Still, council members say even if they did see a future with VO, it's not their call to make.
I appreciated hearing them. I think they're sincere folks. But Mayor Henry made an administrative decision, which he has a right to do, and I support that.
But VO says they have more than 400 emails from Fort Wayne residents encouraging the mayor's office to change its ruling. Ortega is asking council to keep pushing.
I certainly think that the ask still stands, that they consider taking up a resolution to allow us to continue the remainder of our riding season, even if the resolution is to simply urge the mayor's administration to reconsider its decision of the termination of our permit.
But Paddock says his focus is on moving forward, with encouraging bikers and walkers to explore Fort Wayne's trails and rivers instead. So as for VO Ride, they now have until that September 4th deadline, just a couple of weeks to go before they need to get these scooters and these bikes out of Fort Wayne. So asked about where they're going next, VO mentioned that they have growing communities across the Hoosier State like Bloomington and like West Lafayette where some of these bikes and scooters may go. So it's looking like if nothing changes over the next few days, these bikes could be heading to college. Reporting live in Fort Wayne, I'm Drew Fry, Fox 55 News.
All right, Drew.